DC fan reviews Marvel movies. Yes, you read that title correctly. So I've always been more biased towards DC, but then again, I like those movies and shows that actually is accurate to the comics. At the same time, they can deliver us the promise that is shown. Whatever they promised us to give us. Okay, for example, She-Hulk, such a disappointment. Look, and of course, Batman and Robin still remains the worst movie of all time. You know that. So I'm gonna be as neutral as possible. Then I will admit that I am more obviously biased towards DC. But then again, Marvel, since 2008, we've all, you and me, we have all been watching Marvel movies, and so let's start a tier list. Starting off with the original, the one that started it all, Iron Man. This is easily S tier. Why? Not only because did this movie start. By 2008 standards, the CGI, the suit and all that. I was in 5th grade. I remember in the 5th grade, and I saw the trailer, and it was like so what? Remember that Jericho missile scene? Come on. You should remember that first time you saw the trailer, that one missile goes and it explodes into multiple missiles. Like that was so new and advanced. Like really, oh wow. So yeah, Iron Man S tier movie, hands down. Next up, The Incredible Hulk. This movie definitely is for Hulk as in the character of Hulk. In the comics, this movie did it justice. You know what? Because Hulk is such a lovable character, lovable as in that savage. Hulk is savage. He just destroys everything. This Hulk is the most comic accurate Hulk that is portrayed in the movies. Okay, this is an S tier movie. Yeah, it didn't do well. It was sucks. But if you look at the comic pages and you look at the screen, this Hulk actually did it. The Hulk. I'm not talking about the movie, The Incredible Hulk, but the Hulk that is shown in the screen. And this is the only proper Hulk that we got to see. After that, the rest, the Mark Ruffalo Hulk, it just tones down. They have to adhere more towards the kids, the children, and that's why you could feel it being watered down. But this Hulk, original. Okay, moving on. Iron Man 2. Like this is a sort of C tier. Like, what was there with Iron Man 2? And I remember the total time that we got to see Iron Man in Iron Man 2 was roughly between 20 to 30 minutes. Like out of that 2.5 hour movie, not even 20 minutes. I think 22 minutes. It was 22 minutes. I forgot, but it was like so less. The only good thing from this movie was introduction of War Machine. So yeah, remember. And Natasha Romanoff, yes, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. That is the only memorable thing that you can remember from this movie. Next up, Thor. I'm talking about the Thor, as in Thor. This goes to C tier again. F tier would be like bad, straight up bad movie, okay? And this is did not watch. I watched Thor. Yeah, I mean, okay. Chris Hemsworth, juiced up, big guy, and yeah, there's nothing too memorable from this movie either. Like Thor, yeah. The origin movie, nothing too memorable. Next up is Captain America. I wouldn't say it was bad. I'm gonna put it in F tier though. Like the Captain America, this movie, I remember like skipping through so much of the bulk of the movie. I just skipped through. And 2008, 9. Was this movie released in 9 or 2010? Oh, sorry, around 11, right? 2011. Yeah, not too memorable. Captain America. Like, since this is the first part, anyways. And then finally we have the Avengers. Avengers is straight up S tier. Why is it S tier? You have to understand the shared cinematic movies was not so successfully done before Avengers. As in, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movies later, like you had to watch all those 5 movies in order to enjoy Avengers. Okay, so this was like unprecedented. I was in 5th grade when Iron Man 1, as I mentioned. I was in class 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9. I was in 4 years later. I was in 9th grade. I was in 9th standard, class 9. And then Avengers released, and then of course we didn't get to watch it in the movie theaters. Come on, there was no movie theaters in the small town that I grew up in there. But yeah, I remember like the first time I watched this movie, like, wow, we watched this movie, as in, Iron Man. I was in class 5, now class 9. So it's like the whole experience was really surreal, and yes, it united a lot of. This is the movie that actually sparked the Marvel fan, that fan, क्या बोलते हैं? Not fan theory. Yeah, fan theory and the fan movement. You can say the fan movement started with this movie. Then we have Iron Man 3. Iron Man 3, we don't remember this. Iron Man 3 was just, it wasn't good. Iron Man 3 was a disappointment. I still wouldn't give it bad, but Iron Man 3 was like what is this? Like, what is happening? It like all these movies, you can see the trend. It really is like not even bad. It's like okay, we watch a movie, fine, nothing memorable. Iron Man 3 was just that. I don't even remember what was the villain. Oh, I remember Mandarin, right? Mandarin, and not comic accurate. It was just bad. Thor: The Dark World, F tier. This is F tier. Nobody remembers this movie. Everybody remembers that this movie was the most forgettable movie of all. Like, what happened in this movie? I forgot. Jane got sick, and I don't even remember. One of the Infinity Stones was introduced in this one. So, so forgettable. It was so forgettable. And then we have the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier was like, actually, it was good. It was good. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Why not A tier? Why not A tier? I'm gonna put it in B, okay? I don't care. Like, compared to all of these, you can actually see it was a step up. It was a step up. Who was introduced in this one? Hydra already was there, and Winter Soldier, obviously. Oh, Falcon, and also Falcon. Oh yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier was introduced in this one. Yeah. This was memorable. It was good. Okay, moving on. Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy really is like B tier. It wasn't like very mind-blowing, mind-boggling. It was quite different. The tree, the raccoon. It was okay. Different alien races coming together to form a group. Guardians of the Galaxy. It was like fun. It was a fun movie. And also, I can remember exactly which years these were released because, again, as I mentioned, with each year of coming up, I entered high school when this movie was released. 2014, I was in high school. Worst year of my life. One of the worst years of my life. Okay, so Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is A tier because Avengers: Ultron. Yeah, I remember watching this movie almost 1 year after release. So it was a long time. Again, this was 2014. This is 2015. So even 2015, the 2 years of high school. I was still in high school, and there was not much of access to television, or even the internet was not very popular. Okay, I know the internet was there, I know, but the streaming services and all these other things were not very popular. Then, of course, when I remember the first time I watched the trailer, what were introduced? Hulkbuster suit, like Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and yeah, all those. Different characters were introduced. However, from the time I saw the trailer to the time that I watched the actual movie, I completely forgot like who was there. So every time something happened, like I was wow, Vision, Ultron, wow. So yeah, the whole experience was really good. And also, Joss Whedon in this movie, I mean, he did a good job. I mean, credit where credit is due. Okay, Joss Whedon movie for Avengers: Ultron, it was okay. It was actually good. Okay, moving on. Next up is Ant-Man. Ant-Man was enjoyable here. Ant-Man was enjoyable. It was really enjoyable. But I went into Ant-Man expecting nothing, absolutely nothing, because the trailer was like so goofy, Toy Train, Thomas the Train coming in. Like Yellow Jacket, the fight between. There's like, okay, such a kids movie, and I just dropped my expectations to all-time low. And when I watched it, it was enjoyable. That I remember. That part I remember. And Ant-Man introduced the quantum realm getting small, obviously, but no, in the larger picture, of the MCU, so the quantum realm was introduced in this one. Yep. Okay, Civil War. Civil War is definitely S tier. Why is it S tier? Okay, first of all, okay, they said that the trilogy of Captain America was the few rare examples where I think the sequel is getting better and the third part is getting even better. But it's like cheating, you know, like Batman trilogy. The Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Like these trilogies are actually rare, as in John Wick series, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. But for Captain America, it's like cheating, you know, you have Iron Man, you have all these so many other characters, and you're molding that story for Captain America. As in, it's not even the story of Captain America, it's like these so many other characters. Even Winter Soldier, this is the second part, right? The Captain America, the Winter Soldier, as in the Winter Soldier is actually on the focus. So how can it be a Captain America only movie, you know? I just feel like that, yeah, it's kind of cheating, but of course, you know, Captain America trilogy, did they say? Yeah, but Civil War was enjoyable. It was really enjoyable. Oh, it just reminded me, 2016, this movie came out in 2016, and Batman vs Superman also came out. Now see, I admit, even though I'm a DC fan, Batman vs Superman, with the huge expectations that we went inside the theater, by the time it came out, like I came out with this much of, because Batman was unparalleled. That was the best comic accurate Batman that Mr. Zack Snyder gave us. Thank you, Mr. Zack Snyder. And Civil War, when I watched it, again, my expectation was like, okay, Civil War, so many characters fighting. But by the time I finished watching the movie, it was like, wow, wow, that was entertaining, you know. And yeah, so many people by this time, as I was mentioning, people were not very inclined towards Captain America. For mostly girls were, you know, oh, Chris Evans, he's so handsome, Captain America, yay. But of course, the mostly, come on, you know it, mostly the fan favorites were rooting for Iron Man, me included. Like, okay, come on, he got beat up. Of course, since this is a Captain America biased movie, you know, it was tilting towards name Captain America is in the title. So of course, Captain America will win, you know. So yeah, I mean, this was a good movie. I remember this. It was a good movie. Doctor Strange, A tier. Again, I was excited for this one because Benedict Cumberbatch. I remember those Benedict Cumberbatch memes, as in nobody means most people cannot pronounce his surname, so like Benedict Cucumberpatch or something like that. I remember those days. 2016, this was the year I entered college. Yes, you see, that's how I can relate, because with every passing year, like I was, okay, new Marvel movie, okay, let's watch it, you know, like that. So that's why I can remember, I know that I was there, as in these movies were there, and I was also there when this movie's released. It was good. The visual effects, the graphics, it was like pretty decent. You know, the maze and all that stuff. It was fine. Good movie. Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. This one, I don't even remember anything. I'm gonna put it in F tier. I promise you, I don't remember anything from this. Kurt Russell was there. I have no memory of that. Like, what even happened in this? Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. No. What was important in the Infinity Saga with this movie? Something was there, obviously, but I don't remember what, you know? So yeah, F tier. Then we have Homecoming. Okay, Homecoming, I'm going to put it in B tier. Tom Holland, when Tom Holland's Spider-Man was introduced in Civil War, that was again the most comic accurate Spider-Man we have seen. Very young Peter Parker, and also the jokes that Spider-Man does during his fights, that was really from the comics. As in, if you have watched Spider-Man the animated series, Spider-Man and Friends, Spider-Man the original series, and all that, but during fighting, Spider-Man always converses with the enemy. Oh, you're too slow, this is one, and with what they did with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Civil War, no, I got him. Oh no, I don't got him. Like they did a continuous, you know, commentary on during the fight of Spider-Man. That was so accurate, and of course, we love that character. Me personally, Spider-Man. I was never a big fan of Spider-Man, but this Spider-Man really made me a fan. Okay, so yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm gonna put it in B tier because Well, it was okay for this was not an origin story. Like, surprisingly enough, Tom Holland's origin story was never shown. I mean, he just is Spider-Man. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to grip, but it was overall enjoyable movie. So yeah, Spider-Man: Homecoming it is. Next up is Thor. What's this movie? Ragnarok. Yep. It. Oh, huh. I just remembered Hulk. The last we saw Hulk was in Ultron, right? Yeah. Age of Ultron. After Age of Ultron, Hulk goes away. 2015, 16, 17, 18. Like 3 years later, he comes back in this one. Yeah, it was good. Oh, I love the villain. Villain. What was her? Hela. Her name. What was Hela's the actress who played Hela? What was her real name? Somebody please remind me. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was and from this point onwards, as in this exact movie onwards, Marvel started to really ramp up the comedic, the comedic, what do you call that? Bar, the comedic XP, the comedic points in their movies. And this movie was straight up comedy. It was straight up comedy. Even they introduced comedy with Spider-Man a little bit, like in Homecoming. But with Thor Ragnarok, even Thor, as in Thor the character, he became more and more comedic. So yeah, this movie was the tipping point of the comedy, full-on comedy, the introduction of comedy, full-fledged across all their movies. So yeah, Thor Ragnarok was that. Wakanda Black Panther. I'm so confused right now because this movie, of course, in every movie will have its own fair share of controversies here and there. But for me, as in I'm already in S tier. Why? Because what this movie did with the black community, as in about 99% black directors, black cinematographer, lighting guy, like mostly black crew. For the community as a whole, it was like I felt like, wow, it's proud. It's proud. Only Martin Freeman was there, right? The white guy, and a few villains here and there. But like people, oh, this is woke, that woke. I like watch the movie. Just watch the movie. I personally watched this movie in the theaters because after this movie, Infinity War was to be released. Yes. So, but we had to watch this. Like, there was no other option. But so I had to watch this movie. So yeah, of course, and again, being very frank here, most of my friends are black. I mean, look at my like. Obviously, most of my friends are darker skin tone than me. So yeah, like they were really. I could see them like, wow, we're being represented there. So even when I watched it, like overall, like all that black community aside, the movie itself, it was an enjoyable movie. Like I liked it. The whole suit and the action scenes, the graphics and all that stuff. Like I enjoyed it, and also the representation of what do you call that? Traditional with the drum. Like I liked it really. I really liked it. And Kendrick Lamar was there, and like that's the whole thing. The overall, from conception to the final product, the whole project to promote like black people and really talented black artists. This movie was for the whole overall experience, and also I enjoyed it. So yeah, it's a S tier, straight up S tier. Oh, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. Next up, we have Infinity War. Do I have to say anything? It's an S tier. Why is it an S tier? Oh, I didn't like it. If you remember accurately, the spoiler territory was also ramping up with each of these movies. What's gonna happen? Is Captain America gonna die? Is Iron Man gonna die? Like, so to avoid spoilers, I remember this one. I think it was in first, second, third year. I was in my third year. Yeah. I was in my third year of college and Infinity War dropped. So I of course, not that I care too much about it, but since 2008, right, we have invested so much through the story. So now, like, okay, I think it's a good practice to avoid the spoilers. So yeah, I remember watching Infinity War in the theater, and that scene where Thanos, hits Iron Man with his own knife. Yeah, his nano knife. And the whole world. Yeah. So yeah. It was a full of emotions, and yeah, like a lot of emotions were invested in this movie. I watched it in theaters. I should also mention which ones I watched in theaters. Yeah, just this was the first one. This was the second one. and yeah. So far, only these two I've watched in theaters. Okay, it's kind of sad, but then again, didn't have the money, nor the time, nor the access to it. So like, when I moved to college, that's when I went to a bigger city. They have the lots of theaters and all that stuff. So I mean, yeah, can't blame myself, right? Can't blame myself. Okay, moving on. We have, what is this? Oh, Ant-Man and the Wasp Part 2. This one I'm gonna put in B tier. Like, what was memorable about this movie? Wasp was there, and oh yeah, and they introduced that he gets stuck in that quantum thing, right? Yeah. Again, with each of these movies, for the overall Infinity arc, you can say what happened there. The origin story, first team up, fighting between them. Like this is the introduction of Wakanda, and then the fighting. Like you can actually distinguish each one. With each of these movies, that's one line. If you have to summarize, that's what it is. For Ant-Man and the Wasp, they introduce the quantum realm, and Ant-Man gets stuck there. That's it. Like that is it. But I remember, yeah, decent movie, okay movie. Captain Marvel. This is another movie that I had to watch in the theaters simply because the next movie was Endgame. So yeah, Captain Marvel. I'm gonna put it in. How was my experience in the theater though? I'm gonna put in C tier. It was okay. Like I enjoyed it. See, every time you go to watch during this era, every time you would watch this movie, like from my experience of 1, 2, 3 movies, the whole fandom, Marvel, even if they're not Marvel fans, let's say 5 of their friends are going, so one is not a superhero fan either way, but hey, let's go. So they would take, this happened to me, like I was like, I don't want to go, come on, they would just drag me there, and they would be enjoying it, so in turn I would be enjoying, like when Captain Marvel like fully transforms and shows up, like woo, everybody's like whoa, hey, I'm enjoying. So yeah, I remember this one. So these movies would this particular movie, this Captain Marvel, I know that it wasn't very liked by everyone, but for me, the experience that I got inside the theater, because of that whole surrounding and everybody was like, yay, woo, yeah. So I was like, okay, it was good. That's why I didn't put it in F tier, because overall, yeah, this introduction of Captain Marvel origin story again. Moving on to Endgame. This is straight up S tier. How can this not be S tier? This is I think the last movie that actually ended the good run, the good saga with Infinity Saga. The good saga of Marvel like ended. Like really, you find out what I'm talking about. Because after Infinity War, the amount of spoiler avoidance, amount of emotions and all that roller coaster ride happening throughout. This I watched in theaters, and it was a very good experience. And surprisingly, I managed to avoid most of the spoilers. Like from my intuition alone, I could feel that who would die? Captain America would die or Iron Man would die. From my AI brain, like, I was thinking that okay, it would be too obvious if Captain America dies. But I thought okay, Iron Man would die. Iron Man would die. Captain America would survive or not, I don't know. Maybe he would die, maybe he would live, but Iron Man would certainly die. So that was the only thing that I always knew of. But again, before watching the movie, someone told me, oh, Iron Man died. Like, so yeah, even rest of the spoilers were avoided. So yeah, my experience for this movie was good. It was really good. Now, after the good run of Marvel, we will go to the rest of it. We're not gonna go quickly. This won't take much time. Far From Home. Far From Home was like, okay, I'm gonna put it in A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. I'm gonna put in B tier. He wasn't. The special effects were good. Don't get me wrong. Special effects was really good. Introduction of Mysterio. I always wondered how would Mysterio be, because in the video games, in the comics, Mysterio could bring in elephants or something on the train, all that stuff. But how to depict that in the real, as in the big screen? So yeah, the CGI in this one was good. I liked it. Story wise, okay. Spider-Man's identity gets blown. It was nice movie. What is this? WandaVision. I haven't watched. I know about it, but I haven't watched. If of course I know about it, but I didn't sit through the series. I did not watch, so I cannot put it in F tier, because I will only put it in F tier because if I watch it and I didn't like it, I'll put it in F tier. But even without watching this, I know like so many breakdown by this time, so many breakdown channels, heavy spoilers, emergency awesome, new rock stars, and so many channels breakdown, trailer breakdown, episode breakdown, Easter egg breakdown. Like I don't have to watch the series to know what it is. Okay, so if I would have watched it, even though I didn't watch it, I would put it in somewhere in C. I would put it in C. Next up, we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This one I watched. Oh, I should mention, I've of all the series, I have watched the last episodes. Yeah, the last few episodes. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm gonna put it in C. Yeah, the whole series, what did it establish? Winter Soldier becomes a hero, officially becomes a hero, and Falcon becomes the new Captain America. Black Widow is C tier. It was nothing special. This movie should have come out when? I think around 2011, 12. I think after Avengers, this movie should have been out. But yeah, I watched it. It wasn't very good. Wasn't bad either. Elena was nice. It's not an F tier, but just not a good tier. Good movie either. What am I saying? Blah, 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 blah. Next up, Loki. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched Loki, but of course I know the plot. I watched the breakdown videos and without watching the whole series, simply because it just saves up my time. That's it. That's my reason. And Loki, if I would rank it, it would be in B, because from the reviews and all that stuff, and even from the story plot of my summary videos, I would say that okay, it was a good plot. The multiverse and all that stuff, I would put it in B. Next up is What If. I have no idea. What If is just a different timeline, no nonsense. Shang-Chi. Okay, if Wakanda, if Black Panther depicted the black community, Shang-Chi depicted Asian community. But like, I would put it in A. No, I cannot put it in A tier, because the only memorable fight scenes from Shang-Chi was between him and that masked guy. What was his name? That's it. The train fight scene and the fight with that master. I forgot the villain's name. Because the third act of this movie was entire CGI fest. Like, it was just so bad. Come on, man. I wanted Shang-Chi. If the movie had ended before that final act, it would have been easily A tier for me. But so sad. Eternals F tier. Like, what is this? What did I even watch? Angelina Jolie, she's Pastor Prime, but of course she looks good. But Pastor Prime, it wasn't enjoyable. Hawkeye, I haven't watched. Even if of course I know. Look, all these series again, the ones which I did not watch, I watched the breakdown videos. Okay, and yeah, if I had to put it, I'm gonna put it in F. It was nothing special. Finally, we have No Way Home. A tier. I watched this in theaters. Again, yeah, you know that this was this capitalized on the nostalgia, because Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. So I mean, that's that. It's good. Yeah, I watched it with my brother. He enjoyed it. The whole theater enjoyed it. They go, woo! Green Lantern comes in, woo! Dr. Octopus comes in, woo! Tobey Maguire comes in, woo! Andrew Garfield comes in, woo! Like, oh! Yeah, it was lots of kids in the theater. Like, okay, enjoyable. It was enjoyable, yeah. And we have Multiverse of Madness. I cannot believe how did this movie tank? Like, being objective, what did this movie offer? A third eye? A third eye, and Wanda becomes the villain. Come on, man. Okay, next up is Moon Knight. Moon Knight I watched is like a C tier, man. This is okay. You know what? I'm gonna be respectful and put it in B tier simply because of the acting. What was his name? The actor's name. What was his name? But the way he changes his personality. Oh, hi, are you okay, love? Are you okay? Like that from being the bad guy to the okay. That was fun. The acting, of course, I'm not even a rice grain close to what his level of acting, but the switch was really smooth for him. What was his name? I forgot the actor's name. Anyways, moving on. Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder is F. There was nothing memorable from this movie. Absolutely nothing. Only Christian Bale's. You know, if you snip out Christian Bale's scenes, he was the only one who was actually serious in the movie. As in the way he cries, you know, his rage and all that. Christian Bale, you know that Christian Bale, Batman, you know that he takes acting seriously, and he was the only one who actually looked serious in the whole movie. Otherwise, the whole movie was like full of jokes and like nonsense stuff. So yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder was just that. Moving on, Miss Marvel. I haven't watched this, but if I had to rank them, I'll put it in again an F. Like, okay, she's Pakistani. Again, I haven't met anyone, even Marvel fans, like, oh, I'm being represented. It's my community and all that. Like, okay, like it was okay. Okay. I haven't watched. Oh, if you haven't watched it, how can you rank it? Yeah, because because how can you avoid the breakdown videos that pops up in your feed? Like really though. Every time Marvel releases a new trailer, how many breakdown videos, how many reaction videos you get? You tell me. So it's just impossible to avoid. She-Hulk F, straight up F. I wanted to look at the big woman. Look, I had high hopes. I'm a man of pristine, supreme, exquisite taste, okay? And I had big hopes, especially after Resident Evil Village. No, we had so many big, strong women, and I was really looking forward to this particular green, big, strong woman. Such a disappointment. Such a disappointment. Okay, next up, Werewolf by Night. I haven't watched this, but if I were to rank it, I'll put it in B. Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever. A. Like really. Come on, how can you top the Avengers here, wala? The amount of emotions and all that stuff that went there, and Wakanda Forever really delivered what. Okay, you know what? Wakanda Forever was that turning point. See, after Endgame, bad, and Avengers, Spider-Man No Way Home does not count simply because it capitalized on so much of nostalgia behind it. So that actually. And of course you can say that, oh, this also capitalized on the demise of Chadwick Boseman. But think about this. Your main actor is dead, so that whole script or that whole plot that you have that you are making, you have to change the whole thing and create something, you know, fresh. You actually have to do something fresh simply because your lead actor is dead. So, you know, Wakanda Forever, you know, respect. Finally, we have Guardians. Oh, it's a Christmas holiday special. I haven't watched this. Have not watched this yet. So I think this is pretty much it till now. Yep. What's the next movie that's gonna come up? Next movie, Marvel. I don't even know. I have to check it. And then again, whenever maybe I'll wait for the trailer drop or something, so that the YouTube channels will make their reaction videos and breakdown trailers and Easter egg trailers and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll just watch one of them. And that's it. That's pretty much it. I think I'm pretty satisfied with the structure of this, because once I didn't watch this F tier, they deserve to be F tier. I mean, come on, man. You can only fool the audience so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next time. I'll see you next time in the next video. I love you all. Subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.